Hello and welcome to Mr. Taufik's Maths and Accounts channel, known as MEC for short. In today's video, we will be solving the Lagos State BECE Maths past questions on directed numbers. So in this video, we will be mastering directed numbers. So, the aim here is to clarify all the misconceptions with regards to this topic. This topic is one of the most confusing topics for students. In fact, difficulties in this topic has proved countless time to lead to difficulties in algebra, and that's why I've organized these topics sequentially following the BECE curriculum and also my experience and expertise in teaching maths to make sure that the order of these videos are essentially helping you build skills on top of each other that you need to nail your BECE maths. But before we start to solve these questions are very few and can take us less than 2 minutes to do them. But before I do this, I'm going to take you through another realm entirely where we learn how to demystify, how to understand concretely all the misconceptions you've had for years with regard to directed numbers, making you think is a very difficult topic, but I guarantee you is one of the easiest. Now, to start with, directed numbers are usually taught in our schools, or even myself, I was taught using things like, number line, which I find very hard, very like a lot of work you have to do, or you're using the scenarios of your friend, only you, you're only your friend. But what if you can think about this sharp, clearly, and get the answer? Well, that's what we want to do. So let's get started. You see, directed numbers is basically all about sign battle. You're just fighting a sign battle between plus and minus, and you really need to understand how they work in different scenarios. Who wins which battle, who doesn't win what battle, and it all boils down to two things: one, when the signs are different, and then two, when the signs are the same. See, once you can understand what happens when the signs are different and what happens when the signs are the same in different scenarios, then you are good to go, right? So the very first way, when the sides are different, right? I'm gonna like rule this into become two. So when the sides are different, you can have, so signs are different. That is whenever you're adding, addition, or what, or subtraction, because this is something we misconcept quite a lot. And then whenever another scenario is different signs when you are what, when you're multiplying or dividing. Okay, so let's say for example we're adding and subtracting, or we have different signs. Let's say we have plus 8 and minus 11. What is the answer to this? See, all you have to look at is just look at the two numbers. Whenever your signs are different, keep that in mind. Whenever your signs are different and you're adding or subtracting two directed numbers, okay, just take the numbers as like they are. Just forget about the signs in the meantime. Forget about the signs. Just focus on the numbers. What numbers do I have here? 11 and 8. And work out the difference between the both of them. 11, the bigger one minus the smaller number. Just work out the difference. 11 minus 8, that gives us what? 3. Now the next is now to understand the sign battle. Now this is plus and this is minus. In a plus or minus situation, whenever you are adding or subtracting different signs, the sign with the bigger number always win this battle. Okay, the sign with the bigger number always wins this battle. So if you look at this question, we got plus 8 and minus 11, right? Minus 11, 11 is a number with a bigger sign, right? Because minus is the one with a bigger number, right? The sign minus has number 11 attached to it, right? So therefore our answer is just going to be a negative answer, and that's all. So the first step is forget about the signs, just subtract the numbers. Anytime you're working with different signs and you're adding and subtracting, forget about the signs, subtract the numbers, big minus small, that gives you 3, and just look at which number has the, like, which of these numbers, the bigger number, and what sign is attached to the bigger number, and that's your answer. Another example, minus 22 plus 11, right? So our first thing to do is what? 22 take away 11. Forget about the signs. Just do 22 take away 11. 22 minus 11, everybody know that is going to be 11. Which sign goes into the final answer? Plus or minus? Obviously, the negative sign has the bigger number attached to it, right? 22 is the bigger number, and the sign attached to that is negative. So our answer will be negative 11. You can see this is very, very simple. Another scenario, when you have, let's say, 88 minus 50, right? So imagine you want to draw the number line for 88 and minus 50. It's going to be a lot of work. And that's why I don't find that to be a very, good strategy in the exam. 88 minus 50. What's the first thing to do? Oh, this is even easy, really. Like, it's very straight to the point. So 88 minus 50, we just know that is 38, right? But let's assume that we tweak this around. Minus 50 plus 88. And this is where some students just break down like, well, what? What's this? I don't know how to do this. So it's very easy. It's the same thing. So minus 50 plus 88. Forget about the sign. Forget about wherever minus or plus is. Just do bigger number minus smaller number. 88 minus 50, I have 38. Look at the numbers. 88 and 50, 88 is bigger. What sign is attached to 88 plus? My answer is going to be plus. And that's it. With this thinking, you get it right. Now, don't forget, we are dealing with sign battle. And in this case now, when the signs are different and you are adding or subtracting, this is what you do. When the signs are different and you're adding and subtracting. When the signs are the same, we're going to go through another, set of scenarios there. So, but this is the first thing to know. When the signs are different, this is how to do it. Ignore the signs, okay, subtract, do the bigger minus the smaller one, get the answer, and then look at the bigger number, what sign is attached to the bigger number, and that's a sign that gives you the answer. Now, again, students now even confuse multiplying directed numbers or dividing directed numbers and adding and subtracting again, so you don't need to confuse them, okay? When you are multiplying, it's a different rule entirely, okay? For different signs, don't forget, but the multiplying and dividing rule are quite different. Again, they're different from the addition and subtraction. So the addition and subtraction rule, that is covered already. Now the multiplying and dividing, okay? So, and this takes the same shape at the end of the day. So anytime a negative number is multiplying another negative number, it could be written like this, or it could be that these two signs are just beside each other, okay? Excuse me, I just remember that we're dealing with different signs. So two different signs are multiplying, minus times plus, or minus, it could be like that, or it could be like minus times plus, or it could be written like this. It could be like, you can just have the two signs attached to each other, okay, or very close to each other without anything between them. So whenever there is nothing between the two signs, as you can see here, it just means there is a times between them, okay? So don't confuse it with the other one. If you look at the other one now, the addition and subtraction, you can see that you have a sign, you have a number, and then a sign, and then a number. So this is clearly addition or subtraction, okay? But when you now see a times clearly between two signs, okay, whether plus times minus or minus times plus, or you even see two signs just lying side by side, I'm supposed to do minus plus, minus plus, because we're dealing with different signs. So, or you see two signs just lying side by side like this, okay? Or you see a sign outside the bracket and then another sign inside the brackets like this, okay? Whereby there is no number between them, plus, minus, all this indicates that they are what? They are multiplying. So whether it's like this or like this, excuse me, or like this, or like this, or like this, they all means that these signs are multiplying, okay? And guess what? Guess the simple fact. The simple fact is that anytime two different signs are multiplying, anytime two different signs are multiplying, whether it's minus times plus or plus times minus, minus always wins the battle. Your answer will be negative, no matter the case. Your answer will always be negative. So all the scenarios leads you to a negative answer. Let's take some examples. We have minus 2 times plus 5, okay? Focus on the numbers first. 2 times 5, that is 10. Then look at the sign, negative, positive. The signs are different, minus always wins. No matter the case, minus always wins. Another one, 15 times minus 20. So you know this 15 is basically a positive number because there is no sign behind it. All you have to do is just do your 15 times 20 first. 15 times 2 is 30, and then 0, that makes it 300. What's going to be the sign? Negative, because anytime minus and plus are multiplying, the winner is always minus. And the same thing applies to division. The same rule applies to division. Plus divided by minus, or minus divided by plus, the winner is always minus. So the rule is just that anytime two different signs are multiplying or two different signs are dividing, your result is always negative. You just have to keep this rule in your head. Have I seen that they are multiplying? Oh, these signs are multiplying, then my result is just going to be negative. There's nothing I can do about it, right? So say, for example, we have 100 divided by minus 10. So first, this is going to be positive 100. Focus on dividing the numbers first. So 0 cancels 0. 10 over 1 is just 10. Plus, minus. The signs are different. The answer is going to be minus. Okay. I have another example. Minus 50 divided by positive 5. Okay. So focus on the numbers. 5 and 50. 50 divided by 5, that's 10. The signs are different. My answer is going to be negative. So this essentially is what you need to know to deal with any directed number question. Okay. Any directed number question. So the first case is when the signs are different. So you need to be able to study these over time and be very familiar with it. So when the signs are different, just know that if I'm adding or subtracting and the signs are different, I just have to focus on the numbers alone first. The bigger one minus the smaller one. For example, in example 1 there, 11 minus 8, that gives me minus 3. 11 minus 8, that gives me 3, rather, just 3. So now, which sign will be my answer? Positive or negative? I'll just look at the number. The negative sign is with the bigger number 11. Positive is with the smaller number 8. So I'm just going to pick negative as my final answer. Okay, now that is that on different signs. If you can know this, you're good to go. Now, when the signs are the same, it's also very easy. So when the signs are the same, what is the rule? So for addition or subtraction, what happens? This is the sweetest, easiest. So whenever the signs are the same and I'm adding or subtracting, let's say I'm doing, for example, plus 22 plus 10. The signs are the same, right? The signs are the same. So all you have to do is just add these two numbers. 22 plus 10, that is 32. Because the signs are the same, that sign will remain in your answer. Minus 10, minus 15. The signs are the same, right? Add the two numbers. Add the two numbers, okay? 10 plus 15. Forget about the signs for now. 10 plus 15, that's 25. The two signs are minus. Minus remains in my answer. Do you understand? So the signs are the same. Once the signs are the same and you're adding and subtracting, then this is what happens. But what about if the signs are the same and I'm multiplying or I am dividing? What's going to happen? Well, so say for example, I have positive 10 times positive 20. Focus on the numbers. 10 times 20, that's 200. Because the signs, so whenever the signs are the same, whenever the signs are the same, and I'm dividing or I'm multiplying, my result is always positive. Remember this one. Whenever I'm multiplying or dividing and the signs are different, my answer is always negative. Okay, always negative. So for this one, my answer is always going to be positive. So it's just going to be 200 minus 5 times minus 5. So focus on the number. 5 times 5, 25. The signs are different. Sorry, the signs are the same. Minus is multiplying minus. My answer will be plus. My answer will be plus. Okay, so minus 15 times minus 10. Multiply the number, that's 150. Then the signs are the same. My answer will always be plus. Simple as that. Whether I'm dividing as well. Minus 10 divided by minus 2. My signs are the same. My answer is going to be positive. 10 divided by 2, that's just 5. 50 divided by 25 plus 50 divided by 25, that's just 2. My answer will remain positive. And that's it. That's it. If you can understand these simple rules, then you are going to solve any directed number question. Any. Literally any. So with this covered, right? So if I'm multiplying and I'm dividing, if my signs are different, my answer is going to be negative. If my signs are the same and I'm multiplying or dividing, my answer will always be positive. But if I'm just adding or subtracting, remember the rule, right? If the signs are different, all I have to do is ignore the sign, do the bigger number minus the smaller number. Okay, 11 minus 8 is 3. And then which sign is attached to the bigger number? The bigger number is 11. The sign attached to it is minus. My answer must be minus. The same thing here. I want to do minus 22 plus 11. Ignore the signs. Do 22 minus 11. That is 11. Then which sign is attached to the bigger number? Negative is attached to the bigger number. My answer is going to be negative, and so on and so forth. But when the signs are the same for addition and subtraction, all you have to do is add the two numbers and then put their sign there. Okay, this one, this is 11 plus 15. Forget about the sign for now. 10 plus 15 is 25. Then what sign will both of them carry? Minus. You retain their minus. If you can do this, trust me, you would love solving directed number questions, and I hope you understood that. So without wasting time, you realize now that we can actually just spend 2 minutes going through these BECE past paper questions. Are you ready? Okay, so let's quickly do that in just a few minutes. All right, like I told you, now look at this question. This question says evaluate minus 15 minus minus 8. You see this minus minus? Just like I said earlier, that is when the signs are what? Are multiplying. Once you start to see minus minus plus plus beside each other, right? I explained something there. Okay, so minus minus. You see two signs, or you see a sign, or signs basically beside each other without any number between them. It just means they are multiplying. Okay, so start by multiplying, and this is a bit of application of what? Of BECE Maths, where you have to do your multiplication before any addition or subtraction. So minus 15 stays where it is. When minus multiplies minus, the same sign I'm multiplying, our answer is always positive. You can see we've gotten through that. Now we're now back to now adding and subtracting directed numbers. So you ignore the signs for now. Ignore the signs. The signs are different. Okay, the signs are different. So we already can see the signs are different clearly. So ignore the signs and do the bigger number minus the smaller number. 15 minus 8, and that gives me 7. Now which sign is going to be my final answer? Plus or minus? Obviously, minus, because minus is attached to the bigger number. So the answer is minus 7, option B. You can see that's very, very easy. The next one, simplify this. So like I said, we're going to apply BECE Maths, brackets, indices, that's division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So we're going to deal with the division first, okay? I'm dividing minus 24 and minus 6. The signs are what? Are the same. Whenever the signs are the same, I'm dividing or multiplying. What's always the result? The result is always positive. So 24 divided by 6, that is just 4. So now this has been simplified to what? Positive 4. So I have positive 4 times negative 2. Okay? So positive 4 times negative 2. Anytime the signs are different and I'm multiplying or dividing, the result is always negative. Then multiply the number. 4 times 2, 8. Final answer, -8. Option B. You can see this thing is very easy. It's very easy, right? Now, the temperature in the room was 4 degrees Celsius in the morning, -4 degrees Celsius in the morning. By noon, it had increased by 9 degrees Celsius. What is the new temperature? So we have -4 degrees Celsius. Increase means we add 9 degrees Celsius. And what's the answer? Again, directed numbers. I am adding, right? Are the signs I'm adding or subtracting? Are the signs the same or different? They are different. So I know the rule. First, I will ignore the signs and I'll just do the bigger number, take away the smaller number. 9 minus 4, that's 5. And then which sign is attached to the bigger number? Positive sign is attached to 9. So my answer will definitely be positive 5 degrees Celsius. That's it. And final one. Okay, that's all for multiple choice question. So let's go on to the theory question. So theory question 1 says, if A is equal to -3 and then B is equal to -4, okay, and then C is equal to -2, evaluate A squared minus B times C. Oh, pretty easy. So A squared take away B times C. Now, what is A? A is -3, don't forget, B is 4, and then C is -2. So we'll plug their values into what? Into this expression here. So A, which is -3 squared, take away B, I'd like to put this in a bracket as well, 4 times -2. So directed numbers. -3 squared, which is the first one. -3 squared just means -3 times -3. The signs are the same. My answer will be positive. 3 times 3 is 9. So I got positive 9, right? Take away, then I deal with this one. 4 times -2. This 4 is positive. The signs are different. So 4 times plus times minus, the answer will always give me minus, right? And then 4 times 2, that is 8. Now, look, again, there is a multiplication going on here. This sign are written exactly close to each other without a number between them. So you need to take care of that first, okay? So minus times minus is always plus. So positive 9 plus 8 is what we have. 9 plus 8, the signs are the same. So 9 plus 8 is basically going to be 17. And I retain this sign. So the final answer is positive 17. Positive 17. And that's our final answer. Okay, so you can see this is pretty easy. And this is how directed number works. And the last question for this is, a trader account shows a debt of 4,500 naira. He deposits 2,000 naira, but later withdraws 1,500 naira. Write a directed number expression for his transactions and calculate the final account balance. So the first thing is the money in the account, which is a debt of 4,500. So we know that's going to mean a negative amount, 4,500. Then she deposits 200. That means, sorry, 2,000. 2,000 came into the account, and then she then but withdraws another 1,500, so negative 1,500, right? So what is the final account balance? So this is the directed number expression. So final account balance just means we have to add and subtract, okay? So since we're focusing on subtraction and addition, so minus and plus, you know that you have to ignore that for now. Just do the bigger one, 4,500, minus the smaller one, which is 2,000, and that's going to give us 2,500, right? So, but which sign is going to win? The negative, because the negative is bigger than the positive one. So negative 1,000, negative 2,500, and then don't forget minus 1,500. So these two numbers are negative, so our answer is going to be negative. So negative, negative, we're not multiplying, we're just basically subtracting two numbers from each other. So minus 2,005 minus 1,005 is going to give us, ignore the sign, add these two numbers, 4,000, and then the minus stays the same. So the final balance in the person's account is a negative 4,000. So that's all, and this is your question. So your turn, do this question, submit in the comment. The first 5 people will be marked by me, and I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.